championship with Ateneo. So
one and done, right?
Yep.
Ball is up in the air. Both teams have yet to score. 19 minutes in. I've been seeing the back and forth. Stefan Schrock locating onto the left. Chance for the Philippines. Ball goes up.
Looks as if the ball had already just drifted out, but that's a huge amount of running from the right back come left back. And Suerte's got himself really high, just couldn't quite keep it on the pitch, but it's a good effort.
Just losing space at the last second right there. Tough call for the referees as well. Edison Suerte or Elias Mordal. 1943. Touchline here. Philippines gets the football back. There's Coach Ong Kim Swee. He played for Sarawak and Sabah in the 1990s for East Malaysia. And he was part of the 1994 Malaysian selection. Very decorated as well, not only as a coach but as a player for Team Malaysia. There is Jima Uzoka, who played for the Toyota Thai League, a Filipino-Nigerian. And his brother Kuya Kennedy actually played in the SEA Games as well before. Here come the Philippines. Edison Suerte. The attack. That's going to go straight to the goalkeeper on the long ball.
Absolutely nothing wrong with having a go from there. The ball just sat nicely for him. We had a couple of yards of space, hit the target, and the Philippines can keep doing that, keeping the pressure on Malaysia. And what shots do from that sort of distance is it keeps defenders on their toes. And as soon as the defensive line starts squeezing towards that longer shot, there might be an opportunity to play a through pass.
Here's Malaysia trying to attack and score their first goal. Man down. There's that late whistle. Crowd reacts to it as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a free kick there. I know that Amani always goes into his tackles big and strong. It looks as if the ball had already passed and that the players made a little bit of a meal of that. But of course, well within his rights to go down. And now the Philippines will see themselves defending against this set piece.
This is Nick Akif, who got the contact, did not start in the previous match. He plays for Kelantan FA. And he has 5 under-19 goals for Malaysia. So now, Anthony Pintus and the Philippine defense will be tested. 22 minutes in. You just saw Adam Noor, the team captain of Malaysia. He plays for JDT.
Serious set piece from here to beat the goalkeeper. It's got quite a long way to carry.
The ball goes in straight to Mr. Anthony Pintos. There's Adam Noor with 3 international under 23 goals and 1 international senior goal.
Yeah, there was just straight down the goalkeeper's gloves. Good positional play from the goalkeeper. It's a well-struck free kick, but as I said, that is almost all of 30 yards. It's going to be very, very difficult to get enough on the ball to trouble a goalkeeper at this level.
Anthony Pintus had to make sure for Team Philippines, our goalkeeper and the team captain of the under-22 squad who plays for Switzerland as well. A lot of international experience for the Philippine squad.
Well, it's been quite a trend over the last decade. The Philippines are the Filipinos are everywhere in the world playing football, and it's good when you see a team which is quite evenly balanced between the field foreigners and the local Filipino players, and I love to see it. I mean, as a field foreigner myself, we always feel accepted when we're playing, and our mothers or our fathers, for some of the players out there, are very, very proud to see us wearing the Filipino jersey. My mum, seeing 3 of us doing it, couldn't have made her prouder. And we represent, between us, we represent a lot of different areas of the Philippines as well.
Yeah, of course.
It's actually quite surprising.
Just like we have accepted you here in the broadcast booth. We're very happy to have you here, Darren.
Thank you very much. Me and my strong British accent, I'm enjoying doing the games.
I'm sure the Filipinos love having you as a commentator here in Philippine football. Harvey Gayoso centering it. Here is Stefan Shaw, the leader, the captain of Team Philippines. Bounces off Malaysia. Is that clear? Philippines back at it again. Stefan Shaw looking for a good angle, showing us his skills. 24 minutes in, it's straight to the goalkeeper.
I think if the forward players can just read that little clip pass that Stefan Strock likes to produce. Obviously, when he's doing it for Ceres, Marignon is up there, a more senior professional football player who reads the movement of Strock quite well because they've been together for several seasons. And if there's just any player out there that can link up with Stefan Strock's vision, because everyone plays in the middle differently, and Stefan Strock, he does clip the ball in quite quickly. He loves a reverse pass or a diagonal pass, quite tight angles sometimes. If anyone can read that, we will get goals today.
Here he is, back at it again, Stefan Strock. Up the ball goes, a little bit too strong on the pass onto the right flank. Harvey Gayoso not ready for that one.
That's exactly what I was talking about. It looks as if there's no pass on, but you've got to remember, Bundesliga-trained football player, he sees a lot of movement off the ball and he sees the space. He's not necessarily just looking for feet, he's looking for space. The little clip passes in over the top that are difficult for defenders to deal with. So if we can just get someone reading it, and I think sometimes you can hear Strock expressing that to his forward players, I can do it, so just trust me, move off the ball and we can make things happen.
Now you can see he is a very vocal leader for Team Philippines, especially when cameras get to him. As they get the ball back here, Jima Ozoka trying to locate his team captain. There's that defense of Malaysia. Justin Baas was there. Here come the yellow shirts. Amani Aguinaldo trying to defend on the left flank. Aguinaldo wins it. What a defensive sequence from Mr. Aguinaldo. And he is slowly but surely winning the hearts of these Filipinos watching the Rizal Memorial Stadium.
Well, he's definitely spent a lot of time in the gym since he was playing in Malaysia. So he must be familiar with some of the players that he's defending against today.
Can you say that he's not shy to be physical with him at that point?
Well, there are some players who are playing for the national team at the moment. My brother being one of them. Exceptionally well built. You can see the player trying to react. There's nothing you can do about it though. Physically well prepared to play his role in the team. So he has every right to use that physique as long as it's within the laws of the games. If you can carry an extra 2 or 3 kilos in muscle mass, it is a huge advantage. And we saw that last night in Indonesia, where they have slightly smaller frame players who are very muscular, similar to the South American players. Very difficult to get off the ball, and that's exactly what Amani's done. He's influenced his physique, and that's helping him influence the game.
Philippines trying to attack here with Galeantes on the left side, centering it. The cross does not end up with a header for Team Philippines. And they win the ball back. The attack too wide.
Surprised they didn't give a free kick there. The ball is in a 50-50 and the foot was up of the Malaysian defender. I've seen free kicks given there.
Malaysia now with the football as they try to organize their offense. Utilizing the goalkeeper as well. That goalkeeper is Hazik Natsli, very controversial in 2017 where he scored that own goal in the finals that cost him the championship. Here comes Mardiano, the right flank near the corner. Slow ball right there, does not end up with a teammate, but they win the ball back. Good defense by Harvey. Gayoso centers it. Rontini was there, the Filipino-Italian. And now Malaysia will get possession.
The thing that the Philippines does need to be aware of is, the Philippines is moving the ball. We're putting together a few passes, but it's not like the same sort of movement that Thailand and the Indonesian sides have been producing, which really pull teams around. The Malaysians are quite happy to stay in shape. They're being quite efficient still, and when they're getting the ball, they're really slowing down the tempo. The coach doesn't look too stressed, and that's probably a sign of tactics working. So perhaps the Malaysians are allowing us to put on the pressure, allowing us to play at a high tempo, and the second half could become a little bit more open.
By the way, did you see that wave at the background of the crowd? That's amazing to see from the Filipinos watching it live at the Rizal Memorial Stadium, enjoying the action for Malaysia versus Philippines. There's Coach Ong Kim Sui, we were just talking about him, looking relaxed at their bench.
Well, I say bring back the glory days where we could fill Rizal, and we used to see that wave going all the way around the stadium without there being breaks in the crowd. I think there doesn't happen very often. The ball just slipping out of the hands.
Oh wow!
And that one actually is being called as a foul throw. Perhaps sensible from the referee.
Mardiano just losing grip of that football. Here come the Malaysians, rocking that yellow jerseys. A lot of back and forth in this match. Philippines getting a lot of chances. Malaysia wide on the shot. Lucky for the home squad.
Perhaps just a slight lack of communication there between our centre-back and the goalkeeper. Normally, the centre-back is just going to be holding off the attacking player and the goalkeeper just collecting the ball. I've noticed it in a couple of games. He's not as quick off his line, but I mean, we are so used to seeing Neil Etheridge, Michael Falksgaard, Roland Mueller in goal. They are very big gloves to fill. We shouldn't really be making comparisons. He's a good goalkeeper. He's done a fantastic job, only conceded a few goals and saved a lot of good opportunities. So I think everyone is allowed to make a little bit of a mistake, especially when it's a national team and they're not club players, they're not together all the time. Communication sometimes is the biggest.
Oh, chance here, the Philippines, Harvey. The recovery by Malaysia. Harvey Gayoso almost had a good one at that time. So Harvey now is getting his chances to try to score. There's that offside call.
Yes, I don't think he was offside there, and we've seen Harvey grow up, and he is intelligent. He's not the most physical of players, but that's the first time that a player has looked Schrock in the eye and actually linked up with them. That's a good sign.
So is this the one that you were talking about? You were waiting for Schrock to connect with a certain player. Do you think that guy can be Harvey Gayoso?
Well, the coach has put him there for a reason, so I really hope it is. That's a mistake.
Wow, dangerous here. Malaysia on the right side. Wow. What a tough break right there for Hadi Fayad, who has had himself great chances to score here for the yellow shirts. You're talking about Harvey Gayoso.
Yeah,
as we were cut by that play, of course.
I got lost a little bit for words there, but yeah, Harvey could be the player that has the similar game understanding to Stefan Schrock. He's a very attacking-minded player, so perhaps, maybe, we hope, but this could be a shot.
Edison Suerte. That defense of Malaysia was there. Recovery by the Philippines. There is Mardiano. As a whistle is called, contact the guy on the floor for Team Malaysia. That is their midfielder, Siamer Kuti Aba, one of the JDT players that we were talking about.
Yeah, and I think there the Philippines just a little bit over-eager to get back on the ball. Fantastic footwork. We call that a reverse V-cut. Had to do that on this stage in a must-win game, just to play out at the back. It shows that you are training at the top level week in and week out.
Well, Siamer Kuti Aba has been playing professional football since 2014. That says a lot. Now Malaysia headed out. Philippines trying to counter here. Dylan De Bruyker was there. Stefan Shock as well. Scramble, man down. Now the recovery for the Malaysian football player. Philippines with the possession. Stefan Shock looking for an opening. No forward pass. Aguinaldo and Justin Baas will organize the offense here alongside their teammates. Now the Philippines making use of their possession, taking their time. 34 minutes in, no goals yet. Ball too strong for Chima Usoka.
The Philippines that time just opting to slow the tempo down, just put a few passes into their low rotation. And it's good to see that we can mix it up a little bit. We're going to need to be able to control the tempo. It can't be all at 100 miles an hour. Unless we are a lot fitter than the Malaysian side, and that is something which is quite hard for us to judge when we're sat here with our microphones on. And I mean, a lot of those decisions, although the coaches will give you advice on what tempo to play certain periods of the game in, really it's going to be the players that will dictate the tempo. And if you've got a strong captain, they will know when a team will tire, and you may wish to just keep on putting the pressure on and putting the pressure on. 10 minutes to go in this first half. As long as we don't concede, I would say it's been a good half. If we concede now, though, it will be a very, very quiet half-time discussion.
And then again, I want to ask you, what adjustments will you make? If you're that Filipino coach, what adjustments will you make, especially now that we are approaching the end of the first half?
I think what we need to do is we should start thinking about what adjustments Malaysia will make.
Okay.
Para sa akin, as a coach myself, if you don't need to make changes, don't make changes. At top professional football, there's only 3 substitutes. So that means every player on the park is capable of playing 90 minutes. Perhaps you might look at your wingers and say, okay, we need more pace, like for like. But we should be looking at what Malaysia will do. Are Malaysia happy for a draw? Are they going to put attacking players on, or are they going to put defensive players on?
Philippines now trying to attack. Stefan Schrock on the left flank. Is that pass? What a split. Edison Suerte, but he loses that football. And there's a clear touch line right now for Team Philippines.
The Philippines get a good opportunity now to just settle things down quite high in the Malaysian half.
By the way, we saw the bruise, no? May sugat yung player ng Malaysia kanina. It's very deep. It has a lengthy radius right there at the thigh part. It's got to hurt.
We've spoken about that in previous games. That's the benefit of playing on artificial, is that the roll of the ball very consistent. So the standard of play will normally be quite high. Negatives are over long periods of time. Training on artificial is not actually good for you, not good for your joints, and also carpet burn. That's the easiest way to explain that.
Of course.
When you slide on this surface, you don't feel it while you're playing, but for the next few days, it can be quite uncomfortable, like an annoying, injury.
You would know that as an athlete yourself, right? And then, of course, with the adrenaline that they're feeling, with the story, the stakes of this match right now, it's a 0-0 at 37 and a half. Just got to imagine what's on the minds of these players and how they are feeling as well. All the emotion and all the passion for their country.
I think the Malaysians have been slightly on the back foot. I'm not just saying that because deep down I would love to see the Philippines take it to the final game on home soil. But the Philippines have come out with a really, really good attitude today. Very positive in terms of the way that they want to play. They're playing football, and let's just see how it pans out. I mean, there's 7 minutes left in this half. Is there going to be a goal?
Stefan Schrock now looking for a teammate. Dylan De Bruyker. Something back. Christian Rontini onto the left. There's that cross. De Bruyker. And it bounces off. As Dylan De Bruyker was attacking from the 18-yard line.
I don't know if my eyes are deceiving me, but it's the second time I've seen the Philippines play, and it looks as if the ball has struck the hand of an opposition player. Although I know there have been rule changes in terms of how a handball is perceived. I don't know them off by heart, but that's close to a handball.
There is that corner from Stefan Schrock. Cleared out, and Stefan now will throw the ball in from the touchline at the right side. 59 minutes, still no goals. Schrock. Put it up, Uzoka, clear. Here comes the Bruyker. Dylan, on to Rontini. Back to the Bruyker, at the left flank. Controlling the ball, one-on-one coverage. Justin Bass. And the Philippines score right now. Couldn't center it perfectly right there. Now Schrock, this time at the right. Showing us the move, Stefan Schrock. Looking for a teammate at the center. Ooh, a missed kick right there from Uzoka. Could have been a good opportunity for Team Philippines. There's a chase. Amani Aguinaldo on the defensive end. And he was asking for Anthony Pintos to help him out right there on the defensive play.
Yeah, I think that's the second time, and we have to remember that when you're playing with such a huge amount of high pressure, counter-attacks are your biggest danger, and I'd like to see the goalkeeper slightly higher off his line, be a little bit braver, although maybe nervous. Quality professionals can hit the target from the halfway line. But yes, Amani there being quite vocal and saying, look, come on, just step off your line, give us that extra, play like a sweeper.
Manny Aguinaldo, we mentioned as one of the overage players leading the way for Team Philippines. A good chance for Akhia Rashid, supposedly for Team Malaysia. And that guy, a proven player in the international waters. 15 total goals already scored for Malaysia. See Akmar Rashid wearing the jersey number 19. Here's Mardiano. 41 minutes in. Forward. At the right, Uzoka. One guy to beat. On to his leader, Stefan Schrock. Some contact right there. Schrock wins it back. Back and forth. Stefan Schrock still at it alongside Uzoka. Still in the same spot. Now finally recovered by Malaysia. 31.5 minutes. Losing space, Team Malaysia. Ball will go back to Team Philippines. Bounces off right there. Attacking now on the left. Team Philippines. And that bounces off. The shot by Dylan de Bruyker.
Yeah, as long as we keep on creating those opportunities, you've got to keep believing. Didn't really have any other option there. I mean, people are asking for the ball central, but you've got to be more dynamic in the middle, especially when Malaysia have already set up their defensive lines. Taking the shot there and forcing a corner, a good decision. And now it's going to come down to, can we keep putting quality into the box? And is someone going to rise up above everybody else and stick it in the back of the net late in the first half?
There's that cross. And that's going to be off of Team Philippines, Chima Uzoka. Could have been a good opportunity from the corner, in swing by the team captain.
But it's good to see us actually, challenging and jumping and getting up for the ball. I mean, this team is a little bit younger than the senior players in the national team, and I can remember back in the day when you had players like Ali Borromeo, James Younghusband, exceptional at attacking the ball in the air. And it's good to see our under-22s getting up there and not being scared to attack the ball from the set pieces.
Chima Uzoka, you saw him, 21 years old. Right now, he just started the third straight game for Team Philippines. Can he score finally this time as they attack once again? Harvey Gayoso on the right side. The cross onto Stefan Schrock. Eric Caliantes will not be able to get to that football. It's going to be a goal kick for Team Malaysia. Dominic Tan on the defense, playing for Polistero of Malaysia, wearing the jersey number 3. There's Zik Nansley. By the way, I just found out this week that Nansley was actually, or he is actually engaged or married to an actress in Malaysia. Fun fact for you guys. Touchline here given up by Mardiano. There's a whistle here. I think Aguinaldo's getting into it with another player. So that is Hadi Fayad. Fayad actually has 8 under 19 goals in international waters, more than Kuala Lumpur. Throw in. Here comes Malaysia.
And these are crucial times now for the Philippines. There are only minutes left in this first half. So vital that they do not concede.
We have 1 minute of added time here. Can we enter halftime with a good momentum? And that's going to mean a lot for our country. 45 minutes in. Still scoreless, both squads. Here they come, Stefan Schrock on the left flank. Schrock, there's that cross, and the header's too high for Shima Uzoka. Wow, that could have been really big for the Philippines.
Yeah, but the importance is that we're getting on the end of the deliveries coming from our wider areas.
There's that height of Shima Uzoka. Coming usual here. Hopefully he can convert. Malaysia trying to attack on the other end. There's a contact absorbed by Akhil Rashid.
Fantastic wide play there to cause the Philippines issues. Just straight after this opportunity. I mean, it's difficult. It's a technique which you'll get better at, but it's not easy to rotate and get the ball on target when it's coming over your shoulder. But the important thing is that we've got numbers in the box. That's how we scored in the last game, when we believed in one another, we trusted in one another, and now we have really got to trust and believe in one another. We cannot concede from this set piece here, and the Malaysians will have everybody in the box. They know that this will be the last kick of the half.
Free kick will be coming from the left flank. Malaysia trying to score before halftime. We need defense for our country. Up the ball goes. And that's going to be too strong for Malaysia. Approaching the 47th minute. And there you see it. Halftime for Philippines and Malaysia. Back and forth we have been going. A lot of chances to score. But it's still 0-0.
Well, I think the Philippines will be happy that they haven't conceded, and they will be even happier that they've been creating chances. I thought at the start Malaysia were maybe just trying to keep their shape a little bit, but it looks as if they were tiring. So it's set up for a very, very good second half of football.
Once again, the story of the rivalry, the stakes in the tournament. Now, after one half of play, we are at the deadlock. Both teams have yet to score.
Cleared by Aguinaldo. The captain, Lang Bobo, offloads to Son Mok Chow. Oh, a great little piece of work. And Myanmar take a 1-0 lead in the 16th minute.
And that's what we were talking about the combination play going forwards there. so well attuned. The third man running, the player who's moving off the ball while the passenger player is building up. That's exactly what the Philippines needed to be looking out for.
Ong Kong Man filters through Pinthas. And a delightful ball there by Miat Kong Kan. Cleared by Aguinaldo. The captain, Lang Bobo, offloads to Son Mok Chow. Oh, a great little piece of work. And Myanmar take a 1-0 lead in the 16th minute.
And that's what we were talking about the combination play going forwards there. So well attuned. The third man running, the player who's moving off the ball while the passenger player is building up. That's exactly what the Philippines needed to be looking out for.
Ong Kong Man filters through Pinthas. And a delightful ball there by Miat Kong Kant. Just over Amani Aguinaldo's head. And Myanmar takes the lead. Wen Nang Tung with the finish.
And that's always the risk you take when you're throwing everything forwards to try to get a goal. You can be left overexposed, and I think that Myanmar had just found an area where they could exploit. They played a couple of passes just in behind the centre-backs, and even with all of the efforts, unable to keep and prevent conceding the second goal.
Miat Kau Kant with the feed. Wen Nang Tung with the finish. 2-1 to Myanmar. The Philippines got a dramatic equalizer on Monday. They'll need another one tonight. Kanino kaya manggagaling?
who's on the bench. So in terms of rotation, we do have those options. We have other players on the bench that haven't yet featured in the SEA Games, but we've got someone on the bench who has already scored in a big high-pressure situation. So it's still too close to call between the two teams. But if Stefan Strock has come out with that sort of intent, we have every chance. And all I can say is good luck to both sets of teams. May the best team win.
Once again, the great storied rivalry dating back to 1991, where the Philippines defeated Malaysia, who were then the defending champions coming into 1991 in the Rizal Memorial Stadium. And that led to the fourth place finish of the home squad. And then in 2005, back in Bacolod, Malaysia getting their revenge after scoring a 4-2 victory against the Philippines.
And we're talking about decades of waiting to be in a situation where just 45 minutes of hard work and a little bit of luck could see us keep that dream alive.
Here is Malaysia trying to attack. Some contact there. Harvey Gayoso being issued with a call. There you see it. That is Malaysia's Dinesh Rajasingam, who plays for Pahang FA in Malaysia. 21 years old, also a part of that under-22 youth program. Now there is a free kick for Malaysia. Justin Bass and Manny Aguinaldo still there. Started in this game. Still no substitutions for Team Philippines. You mentioned Dennis Chung. Well, he scored that goal in the first match at the stoppage time. So, of course, it will never be too late. Right now, we just started the second half. Up the ball goes. And Anthony Pintus is there this time around, advancing forward to get that football.
Yeah, that was great goalkeeping, very brave. Malaysia just trying the old trick of leaving one player offside just to try to unsettle the Philippine defence. Great goalkeeping, very, very brave to come through the crowd. Two solid hands on the ball and held on to it.
Edison Suerte throwing it in for the Philippines. There's Gino Zoka, very lengthy player. Stefan Strock now. It's his turn. There's Eric Galiantes, the young players of this Philippine team. Rontini looking for Strock. Opportunity here. Stefan Strock against two defenders on the left flank, losing his balance. He got hit in the head. He's holding on to it.
That's one of the places on the field. For those of you who don't know, the referee's assistants are on the left backs. So on that side, the referee's assistant is quite far from the ball. And the same thing as the defender handling, the referee's assistant handling the defensive line of the Philippines. So when you're on that part of the field there, sometimes you're down to only the eyes of the main referee. And in that situation, perhaps just missing an off-the-ball incident. But to be fair, it looked as if the Malaysian player was trying to avoid any heavy contact.
That was hard for Stefan Strock, taking a knee to the face. That's why he is on the ground right now, being treated. Still scoreless, both squads, 49 minutes in. There's that throw-in. Malaysia will get the possession here. Forward they go. Recovery for Team Philippines. Mardiano is there. As Hadi Fayed has been very aggressive for Malaysia all night long. The 19-year-old who actually plays for Fagiano Okayama in Japan. Philippines now trying to attack. Chimo Zoka. Ball goes up top. Zoka on the recovery, bounces out. There's a man on the floor for Malaysia. Got some contact in the play.
The game is going to be a very, very frantic tempo here. I think both sides understand the importance of scoring first. Of course, this grueling SEA game schedule with game after game after game will start playing its toll on the bodies, especially in the second half of this game, where the Philippines is persistent to keep the tempo of the game very high, try to ride off the energy levels of this fantastic crowd at Rizal Memorial Stadium.
Irfan Zakaria, the man on the floor, got the contact from Eric Galeantes. Zakaria, as you can see, he is actually one of the overage players of Team Malaysia in the Southeast Asian Games. Plays for Kuala Lumpur FA. He scored one international goal in a friendly match in 2018 versus Bhutan. Malaysia now, they have the possession. Losing space here. Pass was too strong for Stefan Schrock. Coming from Suerte. Here come the Philippines. Stefan Schrock on the left flank, showing us the moves. Cutting through, and that bounces off Malaysia.
For me as well, I mean, I don't want to sound biased, but I've been seeing the same things that Stefan Schrock has been seeing.
It's like the third time.
The referee can say he's turned his back to the goal and his arm's not extended, but by the old rules of the game, it has stopped the ball from progressing.
Cross from Stefan Schrock from the corner, bounces off from Malaysia on the kick. Here's Mardiano on the recovery. Justin Baas losing space.
But of course, penalties are the result of pressure. I'm not saying that we can just hang on and hope that we're given free kicks and penalties, but at some point during this game, the luck will change, and I'm sure that the Philippines will capitalise from this in terms of scoring a goal, but Malaysia will always look dangerous on the counter-attack, and we have got to make sure that our defending is as good as what Malaysia's defending has been today.
Oh, what a tackle right there between Yar Rashid and Dylan De Bruyker. All the physicality in the world today here in SEA Games football. Look at that.
And the crowd at Rizal are being treated to a very, very well contested game of football. There are 22 very competitive players out there. It's not dirty, it's just physical, and there's a prize up for grabs, and it's really, really good to see two nations competing in good spirit as well. I mean, even though there is so much riding on this game.
You can see the sense of urgency from the players. Abigail also got hit hard on that one. That's a yellow. Stefan Schrock and Justin Baas onto the defense of their teammate.
I'm sure when Baas plays in Europe, he's not the biggest player on the park, but he's an absolute monster out here. He's come over here, he's not happy with it. Harvey Gioso is a technician. He's not the sort of player that's used to taking impacts like that.
It's a hard hit. That's a yellow for Muhammad Irfan Zakaria.
But I think when you have got this many people in and around you supporting you, you're straight back up on your feet. We can lick off our wounds later. We've got a job to do today, boys.
Once again, we are gunning for best case scenario from Darren. A 2-0 victory, if we can get that. Stefan Schrock with a free kick here. No, that's not even the best case scenario. That's the least that we are aspiring for.
If the Philippines comes away from here with 3 points, it will be a huge, huge result. But of course, we have the black and yellow of Malaysia. They will not let us take this game easily.
There's that ball from Stefan Schrock. The defense by Malaysia. Ball will go back to the Philippines.
Yeah, good delivery in. Just trying to keep the line high. Just try to play it in behind and turn the defenders and make it difficult.
Corners up, bounces off a Malaysian player. Here is Dylan de Burger. Dr. Edison Suerte. Approaching 55 minutes in the match. Harvey getting more freedom. Uzoka. Onto Rontini. Christian. Up the ball goes. Way too high for Team Philippines.
It's going to be interesting to see the activities off the Philippine bench. As we all know, this is more a must-win game for the Philippines than it is for Malaysia. And the Malaysians also yet to make substitutions. And they will try to slow the game down and bring it back down to the tempo that they want to play at, so they can start dictating the game that they want. Because at the moment, the Philippines is just happy to keep on putting the pressure on.
There's Amani Aguinaldo giving up the touchline, and now Malaysia. De Bruyker onto Stefan Strock. Dylan went down. Strock. Uzoka not be able to chase it. There's the goalkeeper. And the clear. 56 minutes in. Would you say that the Philippines they have taken more control compared to Malaysia in this match so far?
I would say that the Philippines is actually dictating the tempo of the game. I don't think we are playing efficient football. I think we are just playing off the energy, and we're just keeping the pressure high against Malaysia, and it's okay. If the ball is in their half, Malaysia can't score, but we have got to be very, very careful of counter-attack football, because the Malaysians, Indonesians are very, very good for ties. When they see space, they see a scenario that they can overload, they will go out and they will really commit to making you be punished for your mistakes.
Not enough space right there for Edison Suerte. And we saw the reaction of Goran Milojevic as well. The coach of Team Philippines, a Serbian midfielder leading the way, taking control this year after Coach Marlon Maro did in 2017. And of course, the under-22 and 23 squads of Team Philippines also they were being coached by Coach Bob Salvacion and Anto Gonzalez earlier this year.
Yeah, they've had plenty of time together. I wouldn't say this particular group of players, but we have been more active in terms of our youth development internationally this year. It's good to see, and there are plenty of players on the bench as well who have come through those systems. Troy Limbo, who's applied his trade abroad. There's a few players also that didn't quite make the cut, like JB Berlongan, but
oh yeah, JB Berlongan.
But there are a lot of players who have been given opportunity to try to do what Stefan Strock is doing here.
Uchima Uzoka. Oh, the pass off cue right there for Uzoka as he was trying to look for Strock. Philippines trying to win the ball back. Here come the Malaysians. It's a good thing that you mentioned Troy Limbo, the first player from Cagayan de Oro to reach England. He's been playing there for a couple of years now. There's Manny Aguinaldo on the defensive end. Clear for Justin Bass. .5. Still no goals. Physicality, there's that contact from Manny Aguinaldo, and he admits to it. Or did he admit to it?
I don't think Manny Aguinaldo will admit to anything.
He raised his hand up, so maybe that's maybe because he's surprised with the call.
Maybe just apologising, but I mean, experienced centre-forward play there. Sometimes they're just looking to draw the foul off the centre-backs when they're pressing in behind. And of course, if you understand the rules of the game, it's quite difficult to tackle from behind. It's easy to stand up and keep your ground, but if you don't make a clean contact with the ball, it's very, very easy for the referee to give a free kick.
Daniel Lamer will be doing the free kick here. Plays for Felda United, the football club in Malaysia. Up the ball goes straight to Anthony Pintos. Crowd roaring in the Rizal Memorial Stadium, still awaiting that first goal of the match.
great display of goalkeeping. We've watched games, even Thailand's game where they beat Brunei 7-0 yesterday. Thailand played great football, 70–80% possession, but they still scored 2 or 3 times off set pieces. And this could come down to a game of moments, more so than a game of pressure or of tactics. Sometimes when a set piece is set up and it just comes down to who really wants it a little bit more, who can create a little bit more luck. And Malaysia, when they started the game, only had maybe 4 or 5 players forwards off their set pieces. Now they're really putting numbers forwards and setting up their set pieces with a lot of intent.
Well, we have been seeing this guy, Anthony Pintos, more active here, advancing toward the latter part of the penalty box in the second half.
And that's a small issue that we had spoken about or addressed during the first half.
Oh. Not like this. We do not want this here. Getting the breaker, going at it with some Malaysian players. There's a man down from Malaysia holding on to his right leg. Some pushers traded on that play. Where's the contact? Did you see the knee twist?
Yeah, but I think, the player's going to be injured, and Stefan Strock is going to pick up a yellow card for going in with his studs up. Competitive tackle. Stefan Strock, he doesn't need advice from someone like me, but he knows that when he goes in with his studs up, there's going to be a risk of picking up a yellow card. But he's had the rough treatment today. I played against him. It doesn't fare well when you get Stefan Strock wound up. He is very, very competitive, apart from being a very good technical football player. And I think there maybe Stefan Strock just well, sorry for saying stamping out his authority, but I think Stefan Strock knew exactly what he was doing there.
62 minutes in, still no goals in the match. Mardiano. Ends up with Christian Rontini. Down goes Uzoka. Ball's in the air. Has been flying. Back and forth. The crowd loving it in Rizal.
Interesting to know how many people have turned up. I know it's the Friday payday, and people are still probably arriving. But for those who have braved the traffic to be there tonight, you can see it's so nice to see Rizal with people not just watching, but just wholeheartedly cheering for their home team.
And of course, that means a lot for the Philippine team playing right now in the newly renovated Rizal Memorial Stadium. Very historic. We did not play there in 2005. We're back there again now, here in 2019, after 28 years. If you're Team Philippines, would you do a substitution?
There are 27 minutes to go. It will depend on how the coach feels his players are coping with the intensity of the game. If they feel that Malaysia are getting back into the game, then now would be the right time to make a substitution. If you think that the current set of 11 can grind Malaysia out and wear them down, then I wouldn't make any changes.
Cross right there inside the penalty box. There's a whistle. It's going to be against Malaysia. Philippine football.
I think the timing of the substitutions will actually play a factor in determining the result of this game. Normally what you would say is say, okay, Harvey may not be able to score against his left back, so tell Harvey for the next 3 to 4 minutes, run the left back, make him tired. You tell your centre mids, play the ball over the top, run it in, make him tired, and then make sure that your right winger that is coming on to replace him is ready, and just say, okay, for the next 5 minutes, let's just be really direct and let's try to make the Malaysian back four unsettled. But if we keep it the same for too long, all we can hope for is just to grind Malaysia down. But if you want to do it more tactically, start talking to the players, giving them objectives over the next 5 minutes, and then try to win the game now. Don't wait any longer. It's possible to do. I mean, Malaysia aren't playing the best football now. We're actually just playing tempo. If we were to install some good tactical, listening to me, the Malaysian coaches, listen to me, if you were to implement tactical changes now, it could have a big impact on the result of this game.
Now, you mentioned the Philippines have been controlling this game, although not very efficiently. Let's see if they can bounce back here and score the first goal. Malaysia now approaching the penalty box. That's going to be way too easy for Anthony Pintas to save the day once again for the Filipino crowd. Middle third for Stefan Strock and company. Let's locate where Harvey Gayoso is. As Darren mentioned, they can go to him at the left flank, which is Harvey's game. We have seen him attack that left flank a lot of times. Ball over the top, just racing through against the defenders. The through passes that he has received and scoring a lot for Ateneo. And Harvey Gayoso has scored 2 goals in the 2017 Southeast Asian Games, by the way. Here he is on the left. Harvey will look to attack. What a cut. Gayoso now. Harvey Gayoso. Will this be it? No. Unfortunately for Team Philippines. Now Aguinaldo will clear it.
Well done by Harvey there. Just doing exactly what we're talking about. Get the wingers on the ball, get them to drive the tempo up and wear the fullbacks down so we can make more opportunities. We're seeing here Malaysia's effort on goal from just outside of the box. Malaysia are the first side to look at their tactical influence on this game.
We have Umar Hakim coming in, and this guy also, Lukman Hakim, also one of the players to watch. 17 years old from Mokhtar Dahari Academy, was discovered by the National Football Developmental Program. He actually helped Malaysia reach the 2009 AFL Youth Championship Finals. And there's Dennis Chung, now inserted for the Philippines, the guy who scored the first goal of our country in the 2019 Southeast Asian Games, replacing Iri Galeantes.
Again, I'm not so sure about the Malaysian substitutions there. You've got Amani Aguinaldo at the back, who is a senior player, who is physically very, very well developed. I would have been surprised that Malaysian would put... it's not about the age, it's about the size of the frame. The Philippines should be happier with their tactical changes. A player who's scored goals already in this SEA Games compared to 2 players who are probably very, very technical but slight of frame. And this isn't, unless Malaysia are gambling that the Philippines will tire and try to make the game very, very technical. But at the moment, I can hear the drums going, I can hear the crowd going. I can't see the Philippines stopping the tempo and the press to try to score a goal.
Dennis Chung will be helping them out as he was inserted in the ball game. Now there's a throw-in on the left side for Malaysia. 69 minutes in. Possession now to the Philippines.
You can see there, just in the middle of the frame, you could see Stefan Strock just, clapping his hands, keeping the team going. As players, you kind of get a feel when a substitution is made, how it affects your team. And I think that bringing on a goal scorer, the captain is saying, look, let's go out and let's push for the next 5 minutes. Let's see what happens.
Here come the Philippines. Edison Suerte. They're still in the breaker. Forward they go. Amani. Long ball onto the left side. Harvey Gayoso trying to chase it. Goes up. Throw in right now for Harvey. Suerte. Here come the Philippines. Stefan Schrock trying to locate his teammate inside the box. Gayoso now on the left flank. Harvey looking for the cross, deflected out by Malaysia.
Yeah, Harvey, he's not looking fresh, but he's looking comfortable. He's able to do what he does when he's playing at UAP level, looks comfortable on the ball. And you can see Stefan Schrock there trying that reverse through pass again. This time the Malaysian defence has read it, but the Philippines still pushing to force opportunities and create chances.
70.5 minutes here in the game. No goals yet. Azik Natsli and Anthony Pintus have had some challenges, but no victors for both squads. Justin Bass working with Mardiano. Contact right there. It's going to be a foul against Malaysia.
Watching it back here, and yeah, they're doing a good job just to get past his man. Once you push it past the player again, it becomes quite difficult to tackle. So that's a good experience defending there from someone who's not really an experienced defender.
Here come the Philippines. Harvey going down the middle. Pass too long. Dennis Chung. Izoka. Chima attacking right now. Uzoka will not score.
He's not got that massive change of pace, but he's got a physique on him. He's been strong there. It's good centre-forward play. He's not managed to hit the target or cut the ball back, but he has managed to win a corner, and the Philippines can keep the pressure on Malaysia.
Stefan Schrock. There's that ball. And the goal for Team Philippines! Amani Aguinaldo delivers! Off the corner, we go. 72 minutes in. Team Philippines is right on the board. Amani Aguinaldo connecting for the country. Off that kick from Stefan Schrock at the corner. This time around, doing it in full authority. Para sa bayan.
It is not pretty. Sometimes football is not pretty. And Amani Aguinaldo, he knows when he's got to pull his sleeves up and he's got to get physical. And Stefan Schrock switched up the corner. He's just sliced down on the ball, bit of ball movement, and no one is going to win that ball against Amani in there. The goalkeeper, to be fair, the goalkeeper's not done the best job, but the Philippines has done what they needed to do tonight, which is get themselves ahead, get themselves in the driving seat, and Rizal Memorial, you are in for a treat tonight. Get up on your feet and get the boys past the finish line. There is still 17 minutes of football to go.
Amani Aguinaldo, the first goal, 1-0 our score at the 71st minute. The two overage players connecting right there for Team Philippines. Now there's a clear. Are we going to get that 2-0? Darren, that's the question. We're going to need that a lot, especially for the standings as well.
Well, Malaysia changed things up. I said when they made their substitutions, younger boys who are very, very technical. They're not physical yet. They haven't really developed that way. And they wanted to make the game technical. And Stefan Schrock knew straight away, Amani knew straight away with their experiences. Let's get a little bit physical. Let's make it a little bit harder. Let's get the crowd going. And the Philippines have done what they needed to do. But there is still going to be a long, long 17 minutes of football. I'm sorry if we've shouted and you've had to turn down your volume, but
that's part of it. You got to love it, Darren. Come on.
It doesn't happen very often that a whole nation is reunited again. The men's national team, the women's national team in the past, we have been best of friends, and to be playing at the same time on good quality pitches in the SEA Games, it's a dream come true for a lot of people. You've been talking about 1991 and all of the teams that have been put together in the SEA Games, all of the motion to break through into Asian Cup, Phil Younghusband's recent retirement after a 50-goal service to the country. It leads to moments like this. We have got to do it together.
Here come the Philippines once again. Malaysia trying to counter. Last time around, The Philippines scored at the 84th minute, almost close onto this one in 2019 with Stephen Schrock connecting with Manny Aguinaldo. And you heard the crowd, they were shouting, "Isa pa, Darren." They want this so bad.
Well, I'm glad they're shouting it. It's exactly what everyone is feeling, and take nothing away from Malaysia. They have defended with everything, and we were talking about it. It's not been the prettiest game of football, but not every game is Barcelona. This is what football is all about. Sometimes it just comes down to passion, who wants it a little bit more, and as I said, it come down to a set piece. It wasn't an open play goal. Malaysia will try to score an open play goal, and the Philippines will dig deep and they will try to be strong.
Malaysia not connecting on the cross in that play. Dennis Jung went down for a while, approaching the penalty box. Malaysia trying to attack. There's that defense by Manny Aguinaldo once again for the Philippines. This time on the left side, Malaysia. Ball goes up. Justin Bass was there for the home squad.
Yeah, we've seen it before. I mean, good friends of mine on the pitch, Ali Borromeo, Anton Del Rosario. We have Rob Gear. We have parked the bus. We know how to do it, and it has been passed down, and it just seems so fitting that we're back in the same situation now, where the Philippines have got to defend, and we've got to make sure that the crowd is behind us.
And that corner from Malaysia, looking to score here, the header. And Anthony Pintas is there for the save. Team Philippines attacking on the other end. Stephen Schrock met by two yellow shirts as Malaysia wins it back.
It will be a swing of games, the same way that we were talking about. The Philippines has got to be careful of the counter-attack. We've got to be careful of Malaysia, that we cannot underestimate our opponents. It's got to change. It will be the same now. The Philippines will get opportunities to counter.
Malaysia now trying to score. They have the numbers. Malaysia onto the right side. A little bit too wide on the pass, nearing the corner. Back to the middle, inside the box. Good interception by Team Philippines, courtesy of Christian Rodini.
And I think if I was the coach now, I would keep a defender, keep him ready, try to look to shore things up a little bit later, but I would actually change our number 9. I would find the quickest player that we have, put them up front as an outlet, because it is going to be Malaysia now that will have to try to keep pushing forward and putting the same pressure that we did for the first 72 minutes.
Here comes Malaysia right now inside the box. The header, no connection. One more try, no go for the visitors. Philippines holding on to dear life here. And this Malaysian team has felt more sense of urgency here. They have pushed and pushed on the attack there in the past couple of minutes.
Yeah, but goal kicks will be very, very important now. Every goal kick means that Malaysia has attacked, and it's an opportunity for us to just settle down, calm it down. I know that you and I, our emotions will take over us. It's normal, but there needs to be people on the field who are level-headed. Perhaps a tactical change to give us an outlet might be a good option. But you will see now, just as the game starts to continue, your Stefan Schrock, your Manny Aguinaldo, your senior players will start just trying to slow things down, get on the ball, start trying to take the tempo out of Malaysia, similar to how Malaysia were approaching their style of defending to us in the first part of this game.
Now Malaysia right on the attack. There's that clear Stephen Schrock tracing that football. Up it goes. Dylan de Bruyker is there. Slight push. And now we are about to see a substitution for Team Philippines. That's Troy Limbo.
So I was saying they're going to change their number 9. It's the right thing to do. Chima is not going to rush off. And Troy Limbo, product of local football. We were very, very proud. My brothers actually worked with him. Mark and Matthew worked with Troy for a couple of years in our setup. And technically a very good player, so perhaps going to look to him, get him on the ball, because there could be a gap between our attacking line and our defensive line. So a good technical player will be able to buy time with some good touches on the ball.
Troy Limbo, at 21 years old, the first from Cagayan de Oro to play in the Emirates FA Cup in England. And now he is looking to deliver for Team Philippines. Harvey Gayoso. Approaching 18 minutes in the match. 1-0 the score. Can we hold on or possibly increase the lead? Have a better shot into reaching the semi-finals. Once again, no podium finishes so far for Philippine men's football. The best was 4th place, Malaysia. Good chance here. And there's that recovery from Justin Bass.
And young of age, but he's playing with the experience of a senior player. He's read it very, very early. You can see Baaz just coming across already. Great timing. And Malaysia will start to look back on these opportunities and start thinking, is it not going to be our day?
There's a corner here for Malaysia. That's going to be courtesy of Akir Rashid. And the referee talking to Manny Aguinaldo, getting into it with Hadi Fayad. That's been happening since the first half. Akir Rashid now also plays for JDT to give out that corner. Aguinaldo onto the ground. Still getting into it. And now, Dominic Tan has placed himself in the middle of the two players just to make sure that it won't get worse. Corner kick, Malaysia. Too strong on that one. Dennis Chung is there. He goes down. No call. Play continues. There's that clear. Chung winning it. Working with Rontini. Goes out this time. Malaysia back on the attack. Headed out by Aguinaldo.
Of course, the Philippines were on the receiving end of a late goal in their last game. And when you're talking about young players who are developing, there would have been a learning process from that.
It's a good thing that you mentioned a goal by Myanmar at the 78th minute by Wing Nangdun that broke the hearts of all the Filipinos watching the men's football squad. Here comes Malaysia, back at it again. On the right flank this time, looking to attack. Stefan Schrock is there for defense. Almost losing space. The cross. Good idea for a cutback right there for Malaysia. Now Dennis Chung running the ground at the right side. Dennis Chung locating Gayoso. That's going to be offside.
Yeah, just drifting into an offside position, but you can see how it has. The table has turned, and it's now the Philippines who are being forced back by Malaysia's pressure. Malaysia very good at creating overload. We've got to be careful, especially on this right-hand side. They've been 3 against 2 a couple of times. But the Philippines showing that on the counter-attack, we can also be dangerous.
No connection on the header right there from Rodini. 83 minutes in, 1-0 Philippines. Malaysia looking to bounce back. Onto Dominic Tan. Right flank. I've been going to that direction for the past couple of minutes. There's that defense. A lot of contact. That's going to go against Rontini. Daniel Amier absorbing it.
There's only so many free kicks we should be giving away, though. The referee, I mean, arguably, maybe not all of them were fouls, but it's just because of persistence. Malaysia did have possession of the ball. But again, I think we need to limit the number of set pieces that we give away in those higher areas.
Crowd loving it at the Rizal Memorial Stadium for day number 5 in game number 12 of the Southeast Asian Games for men's football. Philippines looking for win number 1 after having 1 draw and 1 loss. The draw was with Cambodia, the loss to Myanmar. And Malaysia, they drew with Myanmar in their first game. There's that free kick Anthony Pintos and company getting ready on the defensive. Does not go through. One more time, it still bounces off the wall. Goal kick. Or the goalkeeper at it. That is Anthony Pintos with that football.
Well, I think that's good because obviously he was spoken to at half-time by the coaching staff or maybe by his senior players at the back. He's done a much better job at patrolling the edge of his area and sweeping up in behind what will be a tiring back four. They're giving absolutely everything here.
That does exactly what Amani Aguinaldo wanted him to do in the first half. Now he is responding. Pass too strong for Malaysia.
I mean, I don't want to talk about tables and mathematics, but if the result stays as it is, the Philippines would go on to 4 points, and of course they would have a +1 goal difference in comparison to Malaysia. The Philippines would be on 0 goal difference and Malaysia would go to -1. That's how things stand at the moment. And then we just leave it up to mathematics and the results in following games. But there is still 4 minutes of regular time here. As Coach Ryan just giving the extra information to his captain, Stefan Schrock. And I'm sure, I mean, I don't like seeing it personally, but I'm sure that there will be every single trick in the book applied to try to slow it down and drown the clock out. It's similar in basketball, though.
Yeah,
it's similar.
Exactly.
I don't know how the last 5 minutes of basketball always takes 20 minutes. I find it fascinating, but it's similar in football. Apart from, of course, the referee can add time on. And I'm pretty sure we will see at least 3 minutes of extra time being played. There's normally, because there's a calculation based on the number of substitutions and the number of injuries, and there's been a lot of talking to players as well after off the ball incidents, etc. So at least 3 minutes, and Amani's got blood on his knee. They're going to ask him to leave the field.
That's a left knee for Amani Aguinaldo. He doesn't want it. The referees are asking him to leave. There you see it. It's bleeding. That's how tough the guy is.
To be honest with you, you've got to think fast there and just cut the top of his sock off, and then it'll be fine. If there's blood in his sock, they won't allow him to play there. Try to wash it out. See Ernie Uras there, member of the coaching staff, obviously the head coach of Stallions. As I said, you've got to do it together. I mean, that is where we are in Philippine football at the moment. Nothing should change. It should be unity and people doing things together.
Approaching 88 minutes here. Can the Philippines protect this 1-0 lead? Malaysia on the attack. Philippines defenders are there. Bounces off. Edison Suerte.
For me now, I think that the winger should get in and try to slow the corner down as well. Malaysia will be looking to take advantage of Amani Aguinaldo not being on the pitch.
There's a yellow on Anthony Pintos. Corner kick for Malaysia. Approaching 88.5. Ball goes up and wide. Dennis Chung on the attack this time. And that bounces off Malaysia.
And you can already see now Stefan Schrock just trying to calm the younger players around him down. It's the right thing to do.
That's a veteran, the team captain, not only for this team, but for the senior squad of the Azkals as well. Certainly giving out his wisdom onto his under-22 teammates alongside Amani Aguinaldo.
Yeah, I don't want to be talking cliches towards the end of a great game of football, but the other team cannot score if you have possession of the ball.
Here's Stefan Schrock. Met by 3 yellow shirts, and he loses it. Malaysia on the attack. De Bruyker is there. Diano trying to defend, approaching the penalty box. The white shirts, 1, 2, 3, and 4 defending, almost winning that football. This time on to the right for Malaysia. There's that clear from Team Philippines. Almost 90 minutes in the match. We'll be waiting to see how much stoppage time we are going to get. Coach Goran Milojevic coaching at the sideline for Team Pilipinas. Can they protect this lead? And Coach Ong Kim Sui, can they still score? And once again, warrant their way into having good chances to go back to the semifinals. Here come the Philippines. Troy Limbo on the left flank. Limbo locating his teammate Dennis Chung. There's that defense to clear by Malaysia. And J.R. Suba coming in for Team Philippines. The Bedista, a former Juniors MVP and best striker in the NCAA, back-to-back champions in the Juniors division and a champion himself in the Seniors division. A native of Tarlac coming in at the crucial moments. We have 4 minutes of added time.
Well, it's just another way of just drowning out a few seconds. The coaching staff will be very, very aware of how much time is left in this game.
Whistle right there. That's going to go against the Philippines. Suba replaced Harvey Gayoso. Has had himself much more freedom attacking with that football in this game compared to the first two. But he has still not scored in the tournament. There's that long ball. Malaysia on the left flank. Inside the penalty box.
And this will remind me of the former games that I've seen, I've been part of and I've commentated on. James Younghusband was always good at it, just getting it into the corner and just slowing things down. I'm sure if Armand Del Rosario, another member of the old school was here, sorry Armand, old school was here, we would be pushing the ball into the corners and getting physical and getting a little bit dirty with it.
This time around, it is J.R. Mariano Suba's turn. But Malaysia gets it in this possession. Stephen Shock right there on the defense. Another clear onto Suba. Mariano Suba on the left flank. Slowing it down. There it is. Onto the corner.
But that's exactly what we were talking about. The only thing is I'd rather see a Stefan Strock out there. I know Stefan has to stay central, but get some of a little bit of a physique. Just to get in there, you could do a few seconds. It's frustrating as well. Could be a shot here.
Dennis Chung, he got hit. No foul called on that play, and here comes Malaysia. Adam Noor locating a teammate on the left flank. One back by the Philippines. Back and forth we go. 93 minutes in. There's a run for the ball. Goalkeeper was there.
This is where you can really feel it's an under-22 game. It isn't a senior game of football. Some people's emotions, they're just trying to push the ball forwards instead of just keeping it. But the seconds are starting to drown out on the clock.
93 and a half. That bounces off the Philippines. Edison Suerte. To be a throw-in at the right side. A defensive stop needed here for our country. Pintos, Aguinaldo, they were there. Good save. And Stephen Strock, they have the time on their hands as well. Strock will go to the right. 10 seconds before 94 minutes. The Filipino crowd makes some noise. The victory is with our country in the Rizal Memorial Stadium as history repeats itself. Philippines 1, Malaysia 0. Wow, what a victory. Amani Aguinaldo with that goal in the 71st minute off the corner kick from their team captain, Stephen Strock. What a game, what a treat. Justin Baas, do celebrate with your fellow countrymen watching you and supporting you wholeheartedly in Manila.
Well, it was one of those games. It wasn't the prettiest game in terms of football, but you're talking about a game of tactics, a game of passion, a game of who really wants to try to progress their nation to the next round of the SEA Games. And the Philippines have done it. It was off a set piece. It was the two senior players combining, but it was a massive effort all round. Congratulations to all the players for the Philippines. And I mean, Malaysia played their part in the game, and this will be a game that we will talk about, I am sure, for years to come.
But Darren, you talked about tables, you talked about mathematics. We were looking for a 2-0 victory, but we'll take this. A 1-0 +3 on the standings. There's that goal with 5 attempts on target in the match for Team Philippines.
Well, honestly, now the Philippines has got to make sure they get a good recovery. They get themselves on the training ground. They get used to hitting the back of the net. Hit the back of the net. Make it a mindset, because when the players step out on the field next time, if you want to do the maths, they'll be chasing goals. And when you look at the statistics, it was a close game. It could have gone either way, but today it's gone to the home team from massive help, I think, from the home crowd who showed up in their numbers, and that is exactly the advantage you should be taking when you are hosting a game on this level in the SEA Games.
There you go, 4th time that the Philippines is hosting the Southeast Asian Games, and our men's football team has delivered back-to-back in the Rizal Memorial Stadium. The last time it was 28 years ago in 1991, courtesy of Mr. Norman Fegidero. He must be very proud, alongside Mr. Elmer Bedia, with Amani Aguinaldo and Stephen Schrock, connecting this time around in 2019. To everyone who joined us on ABS-CBN SNA, we thank you so much. This is Mix Gomez alongside Darren Hartman. Happy to have called your game for Philippines versus Malaysia.